Good afternoon. I welcome you in induction program in ordinary differential equation. The speaker of the today's session is Milan B. Patel. He is a research scholar in the Department of Mathematics, Gujarat University. He is also working as a lecturer in the Department of Mathematics, Kadi Sarva Vishwavidyalaya, Gandhinagar. He has qualified GSET and CSIR NET exam with all India rank 32. Title of his talk is Solution of Differential Equations. Over to you, Milan B. Patel.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind introduction. So once again, I welcome all of you to this fifth session of induction program in ordinary differential equation. So yesterday we have seen linear differential equation with constant coefficient and its different method of solution. So today we are going to discuss some general theory of linear differential equation with higher order. So let me just remind you all the techniques that we have learned today. So let us quickly revise some prerequisite concept, because all the concept that we have learned yesterday that we are going to use in our today's session. So let us quickly revise. We know that if we have been given any linear differential equation, its general solution can be given by yx is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. So in short, we will call it as CF plus PI. Now, there are two parts. In first part, we will see how to find complementary function. So there are three simple steps to find it. First of all, we will write its auxiliary equation, that is FD is equal to 0. Then in the next step, we will solve the auxiliary equation and find its root. And in the next step, and that is in the last step, depending upon the nature of the roots that we have finds of auxiliary equation, we will write its complementary function. Now we have also seen that there are 4 different cases of complementary function depending upon its root. Let us have our first case, that is if all the roots are real and distinct, then we will use this formula. Complementary function is equals to c1 e power m1x plus c2 e power m2x up to cn e power mnx, where this m1, m2 up to mn are all real and distinct root. Now, in the second case, what if we have roots equal and all other, that is up to m3 to mn roots are different? Then we will use this formula. So the change is only in our first term, that is c1 plus c2x into e power m1x, and the remaining terms are equal. So this is our second case. Our third case is if one pair of root is complex, that is if our roots are alpha plus or minus iota beta, then the complementary function in such case will be given by this equation e power alpha x into c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x, and remaining part will be equal. And in the last case, if we have one pair of root as rational number, that is alpha plus or minus under root beta, then our complementary function will be like e power alpha x into c1 cos hyperbolic under root beta x plus c2 sin hyperbolic under root beta x. So these are 4 different cases by which we can find complementary function of any linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Now we have seen its particular integral. Now the general method to find its particular integral is 1 upon f of d into qx, and if we can factorize this f of d into this, then we can write this, or we may remain the fd as one as same in this equation. Now, depending upon the nature of this qx, yesterday we have also seen that particular integral is depending upon this qx. So if qx is equal to 0, then there is no need to find our particular integral. But if our qx is of the form e power alpha x, then our particular integral will be like this. So in this equation, we just need to replace this d by alpha, but provided that f alpha should be non-zero. But if our f alpha is equal to 0, then we will use this technique. First of all, we will just rewrite our ft into this format, that is d minus alpha raised to r, and then we will apply this method, that is x raised to r by r factorial into e power alpha x. Now in the second case, if our qx part is of sine ax plus b or cos ax plus b, then we will use this formula. So we will simply replace this d square by minus of a square. Now again, what if we have f of minus of a square is equal to 0? Then we have again two methods for sine ax as well as for cos ax. So for sine ax, we will use this formula, that is imaginary part of 1 upon fd into e power iota ax, and if we have cos ax, then it will be the real part of 1 upon fd e power iota ax. Now let us move on to our third case, that is if we have qx as any polynomial in x, then actually there is no particular formula, but we will just write fd as fd inverse, then we will apply its series expansion, and then we will apply this operator part term by term on x raised to m, according as it is it may be differentiation or integration, and we will solve its particular integral. Now in the last case, if we have e power ax multiplied by v, and v is any function of x, and if we want to remove this e power ax part, then we can remove this e power ax out of this operator part. But when we remove this e power ax, we need to replace our d by d plus a. So these are four different cases of to find particular integral, and four different cases to find complementary function. So now based on this, let us move on to our session, and now we will study Cauchy-Euler homogeneous linear differential equation with variable coefficient. Minus 20 into y, and that is equal to e to the power z plus 1 to the whole square. So here we can say that this equation is a linear differential equation with constant coefficient that we have already studied yesterday. So now we will just apply the methods that we have studied yesterday. So we know that for this type of equation, if we want to find solution, then solution includes two parts. The solution includes two parts, that is complementary function and particular integral. So now let us first find its complementary function. So first what we will do, we will write its auxiliary equation, and its auxiliary equation, we will just replace this d by m. So our auxiliary equation will be m square plus m minus 20. So just factorize this equation, we will get m plus 5 into m minus 4 is equal to 0. So roots of these auxiliary equations are minus 5 and 4. And we can see that these roots are real and distinct. These roots are real and distinct. So its complementary function will be equal to c1 e power 4z plus c2 e power minus of 5z. Now again we have made its substitution because we have assumed this x to be e raised to z. So now just replace this e to the power z by simple x. So our complementary function will be c1 x raised to 4 plus c2 x raised to minus 5. So this is our final complementary function. So one part is done. Now let us move on to the second part, that is find particular integral. And this is its general formula. It can be applied to any of this qx. So first we will just divide this by fd, that is 1 upon d square plus d minus 20, and this will be as it is our qx part. Now what we will do is we will just distribute this operator d to this term of qx one by one. we'll apply this operator to e raised to 2x. We will apply this operator to e to the z, and we will apply this operator on 1. So actually these are 3 different questions for us. Now we know that it's a very simple method. Whenever it is e to the power alpha x, we will just replace this d by alpha, but we need to make sure that it should not be equal to 0. Just check it. So it will be 2 square plus 2 minus 20. So obviously it is not going to equal to 0. So this will be its formula. Just replace this d by 2. Similarly, in this second part, replace this d by a, and the value of a here is equal to 1. Just replace this d by 1. So we will get 1 plus 1 minus 20. So it will be minus 9. And in the last part, we have here 1. So what we will do, so we can take this 1 as x to the power 0. And we have seen that wherever it is a polynomial in x, what we will do is we will just make this formula as fd inverse, and then we will expand this series and we will apply on term by term on 1. So it is obvious that it is only 1 here, and if we differentiate this one even one time, it will become 0. So rest whole part will be 0. So just remaining part is minus 1 upon 20. So our final particular integral is equal to this, but now we need to again make the substitution because we have assumed x to be e to the power z. So our final particular integral will be minus 1 by 14 x square minus 1 upon 9 into x and minus 1 upon 20. So this is our particular integral. So combining both this complementary function and particular integral, our final the required or the general solution will be this: c1 x to the power 4 plus c2 x power minus 5 minus 1 by 14 x square minus 1 by 9 x and minus 1 upon 20. So this is our required solution. Now let us discuss one more example for it. Now see, in this equation, we can see that it is a linear differential equation with variable coefficient because it is x over here, and if we just multiply it by that by x, then it will be x square and x over here. But we are not going to make any substitution for this kind of equation like the x into d cube y by dx cube. We do not have any kind of substitution for this. But if we just have x cube over here, then we will replace it by d into d minus 1. Okay, so to bring x cube here, what we will do, we will just multiply this whole equation by x square. So we will get this x cube d3y by dx3 plus x square d square y by dx square is equal to x. So this is our Cauchy-Euler linear differential equation. Now similarly as in the previous method, what we will do, we will just substitute x by e raised to z, or z is equal to log x. Then this x square d2y by dx2 will be replaced by d into d minus 1. Similarly, this x cube d3y by dx3 will be replaced by d into d minus 1 into d minus 2. So just make all this substitution in our given equation. So the required equation will be d minus 1 d minus 2 in place of this. In place of the second term, we will have d into d minus 1, y is equal to e raised to z. Now just simplify this equation. We will get this equation, and it is a linear differential equation with constant coefficient. So the method is very well known to us. We will find its complementary function as well as particular integral. So to find complementary function, we will just replace d by m. So our auxiliary equation will be m cube minus 2m square plus m is equal to 0. Now we need to find its root. So one root is very simple. 0 is the root of this equation, and two other roots are 1 and 1. So 0, 1 and 1 are real and equal root of this auxiliary equation. So these roots are real but equal. So for this, we will use the second case of complementary function. So its complementary function will be c1 e raised to 0z plus c2 plus C3z, because these one are common, into e power z. Now again we have to make the substitution. In place of e raised to z, we will replace x. So just put here. So in place of e to the power z, we will replace it by x, and for this z we will use log of x. So this is our final complementary function for the given equation. Now in the second part, we have to find a particular integral or the particular solution. So we will use a general method, that is 1 upon fd into qx. Our qx in this case is e raised to z. Now in case of e power z, what we will do? We will just replace d by a, and here the value of a is equal to 1. So if we replace this by 1, what we will get? We will get 1 minus 2 plus 1, and that is 0. So it is a case particularly for fa is equal to 0. Now in this case, we will apply this formula. We can just factorize this equation into this d minus 1 square into d into e power z. Now first what we will do? We will apply this e raised to z on 1 upon d. Now we know that 1 upon d on e power z means what? It means that we need to integrate this e raised to z with respect to z 1 times. So if we just integrate this, again it will remain same, that is e to the power z. Now what we need to do? If we replace this d by a, again it will be equal to 0. So in this case, we will use this simple that we have learned yesterday, that is z to the power r divided by r factorial into e power z. So now just replace this just replace x by e to the power z, or z is equal to log of x. So this is our final particular integral. So combining both this complementary function and particular integral, we get this solution. So this is our required final solution for the given Cauchy-Euler homogeneous linear differential equation. And we have done enough practice for this Cauchy linear homogeneous differential equation. Now let us learn another type of linear differential equation, that is Legender's linear differential equation. It is we can define this equation by this formula. It will be of the form ax plus b raised to n dny by dxn plus k1 into ax plus b to the power n minus 1 dn minus 1 y by dxn minus 1, and so on, and that is equal to qx. So all these are constant k1, k2, k3, and this ax plus b all are variable coefficient. So we can say that it is also a linear differential equation with variable coefficient. Okay, but in Cauchy-Euler equation, we are just having this x to the power n type of variable, but in Legender's case, we will have this kind of linear variable like ax plus b, again ax plus b raised to n minus 1, and so on. Now we will see how to solve this type of equation, and the method is quite similar. In Cauchy-Euler case, what we will do, we will just replace x, x by e to the power z or e to the power t, whatever you can like, you can use it. So in this case, we have variable like ax plus b. So here what we will do is, we will replace this ax plus b by e to the power z or e to the power t, or we can write t is equal to log of ax plus b, and the remaining method is equal. So now ax plus b into d by dx will be replaced by a into xd. This a is extra. In Cauchy-Euler also we are having this x into d. So it will be replaced by a into d dash. Similarly, if we have 2 power or the second order differentiation term, it will be replaced by a square d dash into d dash minus 1. Similarly, if we have 3 order differentiation term, it will be replaced by a cube d dash minus 1 into d dash minus 2, and so on. So by substituting all this value in our given differential equation, it will again reduce to linear differential equation with constant coefficient, and we already know how to solve the linear differential equation with constant coefficient. So now let us take one example so that the method will be very clear to us, and so that we can solve the questions asked in previous year exam like GSET, NET, GATE, or any other competitive exam. So from this question, we can identify that it is a Legendre's equation because this coefficient is of the ax plus b format. So we can say that it is a Legendre's differential equation. So here what we will do, we will just replace this ax plus b, and here in this case it is 1 plus x. We will replace 1 plus x by e raised to t, or t is equal to log of 1 plus x. Now given equation reduces to d into d minus 1. This term will reduces to d into d minus 1. We have already seen in this theory portion. This term, that 1 plus x dy by dx, it will be replaced by d, and this y will take out as common, and that is equal to 4 cos, and log 1 plus x will be replaced by t. So now this is our new equation, and we can see that this equation is a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. So our method remains same. First of all, let me just simplify this equation. It will be like d square plus 1y is equal to 4 cos t. First, what we need to do is we need to find its complementary function. So its complementary function is equal to m square plus 1 is equal to 0. Just factorize it, or we can directly write its roots. So its roots are equal to plus or minus iota. So it is a complex pair of root. So its complementary function will be given by e raised to power alpha x. In this case, alpha is equal to 0 and beta is equal to imaginary part, and that is 1. So our complementary function will be e raised to 0t into c1 cos t plus c2 sin t. Now again we need to resubstitute our original variable, that is in x. So this t will be replaced by log of 1 plus x. So our final complementary function for this question is c1 cos into log 1 plus x plus c2 sin into log of 1 plus x. So this is our complementary function. Now we need to find its particular integral based on this qx. So in particular integral, what we do is a general method to find its particular integral. It will look like 1 upon d square plus 1 into 4 cos t, because this log 1 plus x will be replaced by t. Now in case of sin t or cosine t, what we will do, we will just replace this d square by minus of a square, and here in this case a is equal to 1. So now just see, if we replace this d square by minus 1, what we will get? We will get 0 over here. So what we will do is, we have already seen the method of it. It will be real part of e to the power alpha x, e to the power iota into alpha x. So I have directly write its solution. So it will be 4 into t by 2 into sine of t. It's a real part of our e raised to power iota into alpha x. So it is, its particular integral is equal to 2t into sine t. Again we will substitute its original value, that is in place of t we will replace log 1 plus x. Again in place of t we will replace by log 1 plus x. So this is our final particular integral. Fine. So combining this complementary function and particular integral, but required solution is this, that is c1 cos log of 1 plus x plus c2 sine log 1 plus x plus 2 times log 1 plus x into sine log of 1 plus x. Okay, so in this way we can solve, we can find complementary function and particular integral for the Legendre's differential equation. Let us have one more example. We need to find the solution of this equation. From this part we can judge that it is a linear differential equation with variable coefficient. And since this variable coefficient is of the form ax plus b, so we can say that it is a Legendre's differential equation. So we have identified that it is a Legendre's differential equation. But if we need to make substitution in place of this d3y by dx3 into this part, then we must have both of this index of ax plus b, and the order of this differentiation term must be equal. But here the power of this x plus 1 is 4, and the order of this differential equation is 3. So first of all, we need to make them both equal. So here what we can do is we will just divide both sides of equation by x plus 1. So now this is our final equation, that x plus 1 cube into d cube plus 2 times x plus 1 square d square minus x plus 1 into d plus 1y is equal to x plus 1 to the power minus 2. Now we can proceed further. So it is a linear differential equation of Legendre's kind. So in this, what we will do, we will just substitute this 1 plus x by e raised to z, or z is equal to log of 1 plus z. So our final equation will reduces to d into d minus 1 d minus 2 plus 2 times d into d minus 1 minus d plus 1y is equal to e raised to minus of 2z. So it will be a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. So now we will find its complementary function and its particular integral. So let me just simplify this equation. So it will look like d minus 1 square into d plus 1y is equal to e raised to minus of 2z. Now just find its complementary function. First, we will write its auxiliary equation, and its auxiliary equation is m minus 1 square into m plus 1 is equal to 0. Now in the second step, what we need to do is we need to find its roots, and its roots are 1, 1 and minus 1. Now we can see that these roots are real, but this one is a common part. So these roots are real and equal roots. So it comes under the second number of case. So its complementary function can be written like this: c1 plus c2z into e raised to z plus c3 into e raised to minus z. So now just resubstitute its original coefficient, its original variable, that is x. So in place of z, we will write log 1 plus x. Again, in the place of e raised to z, we will write 1 plus x. C3 remains as it is, and e to the power minus z will be replaced by 1 plus x raised to minus 1. So this is its final complementary function. Now we will find its particular integral. It depends on this qx part. So first, we will write its general method to find any particular integral, that is 1 upon f of d into e power minus 2z. Now in this case, what we will do, we will just directly replace this t by alpha, and here in this case alpha is equal to minus 2. So just we will replace this t by minus 2, but we need to make sure that this denominator part should be non-zero, and in this case it is non-zero. So our particular integral will be minus 1 upon 9 into e power minus of 2z. And now we will replace this e power z by x. So our final particular integral will be minus 1 by 9 into 1 plus x. So we have replaced this e power z by x plus 1. That is our variable coefficient. So by combining these two solutions, we get our required solution, that is complementary function plus particular integral. So our final solution will be c1 plus c2 log 1 plus x into 1 plus x plus c3 into 1 plus x to the power minus 1 plus minus 1 by 9 into 1 plus x to the power minus of 2. Okay, so this is our second method. First, we have learned Cauchy-Euler linear differential equation. In the second part, we have seen Legender's linear differential equation. And now let us move on to the another important method. Now, this method is known as normal form method or the removal of first derivative method. Now, this method is very interesting and very important because sometime in exam, we have not been asked to solve the differential equation. We just need to convert our given equation into normal form. Okay, so now let us see what is this method is all about and why this method is known as this removal of first derivative or the normal form method. So first, consider this linear differential equation of the form d2y by dx2 plus px dy by dx plus qxy is equal to rx, and these all are the function of x. It can be any function of x. Now, first what we will do, we will just replace this dependent variable y to v by making this substitution that y is equal to u into v. Now, in the next step, just do the derivative of this y with respect to x by multiplication method. So u will be constant, differentiation of p, then v will be constant and differentiation of u. So this is our equation number 3. Now again we need to differentiate this because we want two value actually. Okay, so in this equation, if we replace this y by another any variable, we need to make sure that this term dy by dx will be replaced in term of v, as well as this term d2y by dx2 in terms of v. So we have find the value of dy by dx. Now we need to find the value of d2y by dx2. So we again differentiate this dy by dx again one more time, and this will be its solution. Now we will put both of this value from equation 3 and 4 into our equation number 1. So our equation 1 will be reduced to this kind of format. Now in the next part is the similar equation that we have written in the previous slide. Now just make it simple. So from this term, we can actually common out this dv by dx from this term and from this term dv by dx. So our equation will be like dv by dx into 2 times du by dx plus p into u. Again, we can common out this v part. So from this term and this term, just take out v common. So remaining part will be d2u by dx2 plus p times du by dx plus qu into v. So we can common out v also from here. So our equation will be much simpler. Now what we will do, we will choose u such that 2 times du by dx plus p of u, that is this value, du by 2 times du by dx plus p of u will be equal to 0. Now this that is why this method is known as removal of first derivative, because if we this part will be equal to 0, there is no term in this equation of first order differentiation. So just put this 2 du by dx plus pu is equal to 0, or we can write it as du by dx is equal to minus 1/2 into pu. Now from this equation, if we want the value of u, we have learned this method in our second session. That method is separation of variable method. So we just separate out the variable du by u, that is equal to minus 1/2 into p dx, where p is any function of x. Now integrate both side. So we will get u is equal to e power minus 1/2 into integration of p dx. So this will be the value of u, and that we need to remember because that we are going to use it to solve our example. So from equation 5, we will just put that is equal to 0. So this will be our equation. Now from equation 6, we know that this du by dx is equal to minus 1/2 into pu. So we can substitute that value here. But again, we need to substitute the value in this place also. So we differentiate this term again with respect to x one more time. This will be our equation because we need to make substitution for du by dx as well as for d2u upon dx2. So after making this substitution, our final equation will be this: u into d2v by dx2 plus v times this whole term, and that is equal to r. So just make it a simple in a simpler form. So just divide this equation by u. So we will get d2v by dx2 plus minus 1 by 4 p square minus 1/2 dp by dx plus q into v is equal to r upon u. Now we know that this p is a function of x. Again, this p is a function of x. Q is also a function of x. So this whole term is nothing but just a function of x. So we will replace this whole term by this capital X of x into v, and that is equal to r into e times 1 by 2 integration of p dx. We have just put the value of u here. So this format or this equation is known as normal form of the given linear differential equation. So now just observe this equation. We can see that there is no term of the first order differentiation. So that's why this method is known as normal form method or the removal of first derivative method. So this method we need to use in our example. So first we will convert this our given equation into this normal form, and then by integrating this equation we will find v, and then our general solution will be equal to y is equal to v into x. The value of v we will get from this equation. So our final solution will be equal to y is equal to vx. Fine. So this is known as normal form method or the removal of first derivative method. Now here is one example of it. We have been asked to convert this equation into normal form, and then we need to solve this. Now just observe this equation, because in exam we might not have given that just convert into normal form and then solve it. So what we will do, just observe whether this equation is with constant coefficient or not. No, the coefficient are not constant, because here it is x, here it is 4x square minus 1. So this is not linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Now we cannot say this to be of Cauchy-Euler format, but because in Cauchy-Euler formula we have x to the here there should be x square in Cauchy-Euler formula. In Legendre equation there must be some ax plus b kind of format that is also absent in this equation. So equation is not linear differential equation with constant coefficient. It is not of the Cauchy-Euler equation, and it is also not the Legendre's differential equation. So we need to convert this equation into normal form. So whether it is given or not in the equation, we can judge by this method. Now first what we will identify, we will just identify it's px, that is minus 4x. This term is it's qx, and rx will be equal to minus 3 e power x square into sine of 2x. So all these are functions of x. So first what we will do, we need to replace this y by v, and for this we have seen that we will substitute y is equal to v into u, but for that we need to find the value of u first. So the value of u will be equal to e raised to minus 1/2 into integration of p dx. We already have the value of p, so just put the value of p, that is minus of 4x. So the value of u is equal to e to the power x square. Now we will transform our dependent variable y into v using this substitution. Y is equal to u into v, and we have already find the value of u. So our u is this e power x square into v. So this is our normal form of this linear differential equation with variable coefficient. It is like d2v by dx2 plus x, that is any function of x into v, that is equal to r by u, that we have seen in our theory part. Now just put the value of x. Value of x we have seen in theory portion, that is q minus 1 by 4 p square minus 1/2 dp by dx. And our u is this that we have already find out. So just put the value of q, p and dp by dx. So we'll get the value of this x. So this is our value of x, and that is simply equal to 1. So our normal form of this given equation can be written like this: d2v by dx2 plus v, and that is equal to minus of 3 into sine of 2x. So this is a normal form of the given equation. So we have done with the first part, that is to convert into normal form. And now we are going to solve this equation. It is a normal form of the equation. Now we can see that it is a linear differential equation with constant coefficient. It is a very simple method. First of all, just replace this d by dx by our operator d. So our equation will be like d square plus 1, and that is equal to minus of 3 into sine of 2x. Now find its complementary function. First we will find its auxiliary equation, that is m square plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we will find its roots. Its roots are plus or minus iota. So it is a complex pair of root, and for this its complementary function is defined as e to the power alpha x, but our alpha part, that is the real part, is 0 and imaginary part is 1. So we have c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x. So this is our complementary function of the normal form of the given equation. In the second part, we need to find its particular integral. By general formula, it is minus 3 times 1 upon d square plus 1 into sine of 2x. So we know that wherever it is sine 2x or cosine 2x, we will just replace d square by minus of a square, and in this case a is equal to 2. So we will replace this d square by minus of 2 square, and that is equal to minus 4. So this is our particular integral. So it is simply sine of 2x. So combining this complementary function and particular integral, our solution is c1 cos x plus c2 sin x plus sin x. That is our particular integral. But this solution, it is not the solution of our given equation. It is the solution of its normal form. And the general solution of given equation that we have seen in our theory, that is equal to y is equal to v into e power of x. So that is equal to e power of x into this value of v. So this is our general solution of the given equation. Okay. So if we want to convert any equation into normal form, then we just need to remember its normal form. First of all, we need to find the value of u. Then we will replace this y is equal to u into v, and then we will proceed further as per our theory. Fine. So we have learned today 3 different methods, actually the 3 different forms. First, we have seen Cauchy-Euler differential equation. Then we have seen Legendre's equation, and then we have seen this normal form or the removal of first derivative method. So, overall, we have seen linear differential equation with constant coefficient as well as linear differential equation with variable coefficient. And now let us move on to solve some important previous year question of some competitive exams like GSET, NET or the CSIR NET based on the theory portion that we have seen today. So this is our first question. Let us start from some basic question. This question is asked in GSET, that is Gujarat SET exam. Read the question first of all. We have been asked to find the general solution of this equation. Now, whenever this question will be asked in exam, it is not mentioned that solve this by the method of Cauchy-Euler equation or by the Legendre equation. We need to identify the method because now we have seen so many methods from basic to advanced level and up to the normal form. So just identify it is, we can see that it is a linear differential equation, but it is not with the constant variable, because this variable, this x square x, these all are variable coefficient. So it is a linear differential equation with variable coefficient. Now again, in variable coefficient, there are two types. First is Cauchy-Euler homogeneous differential equation and Legender's equation. Now, which type of equation is this? So we can say that this variable is form of x to the power of n. So it must be Cauchy-Euler homogeneous differential equation, because in Legender, the variable is of the form ax plus b. So in Cauchy-Euler equation, what we will do? We will just substitute this x by e to the power of z, or z is equal to log x. So our given equation will be reduces to d into d minus 1 minus 5 by 2 into this part will be replaced by d, then minus 2 of y is equal to 0. Now just simplify this equation. We'll get d square minus 7d minus 4, and that is equal to 0. So first we will find its complementary function, and for that we need to convert this equation into auxiliary equation. So our auxiliary equation will be m square minus 7m minus 4 is equal to 0. Then just factorize this equation. So we get m minus 4 into m plus 1 half, and that is equal to 0. So the roots of this auxiliary equation are 4 and minus 1 half. So it is real and different roots, real and different root. So it comes under our first case. So our complementary function is equal to c1 e to the power 4z plus c2 e power minus 1 half z. Now we need to resubstitute the value of e power z, that is equal to x. So our complementary function will be c1 x to the power 4 plus c2 x to the power minus 1 half. Now we need to find its particular integral, but we can here see that our qx is equal to 0. And in our previous session, in yesterday's session, we have seen one note in the starting portion of our particular integral that it is depend on the qx, and if qx itself is a 0, then we not need to find any particular integral. Its value will be equal to 0. So our complementary function is the general solution. So now just see which option is correct. This is our general solution now, that is equal to phi of x, c1 x to the power 4 plus c2 x to the power minus 1 half. So just see which can be true. So we can see that option B is true, because here c1 x to the power minus 1 half we have written as c1, but we can just substitute c1 in place of c2. So our solution will be option B. So option B will be a correct option. Okay. So it is a very basic question. We just need to identify that which type of equation is this, and we just need to make a small substitution like this: e to the power z is equal to x, and we get our new equation. It is a linear differential equation with constant coefficient, and by our known method of complementary function, we have find its solution. Okay, so this is a question asked in GSET exam. Now let us move on to the CSIR NET exam. So this question is asked in CSIR NET June 2019, part B. So it is a 3 marks question, and it is a single correct answer. So only one option will be true for this option. Now just see this equation. Just read out first the question. Let yx be the solution of this equation: x square y double dash x minus 2yx is equal to 0. And we have been given two conditions: y1 is equal to 1 and y2 is equal to 1. Then we need to find the value of y3. Now, if we want to find the value of y3, first of all, what we need to do? We need to find its general solution. Then we will put these two conditions, and we will find the value of arbitrary coefficient, that is C1 and C2. Then it will be a particular solution for us, and then just we will replace this x by 3, and we will get the answer. So this will be our method of solution. But for before we proceed to our solution part, we need to identify which type of equation is this. So we can see that it is linear differential equation, but it is not with the constant coefficient. It is with the variable coefficient, and it is not of the linear form like ax plus b. So it is not a Legendre's equation, but it is a Cauchy-Euler equation. So it is our given equation. Now we need to make the substitution by x is equal to e power z. So our z is equal to log of x. Now just rewrite the equation accordingly. So our equation will reduce is to d square minus d minus 2 y is equal to 0. So this is our linear differential equation with constant coefficient. So we will find its complementary function and its particular integral. So let us write its auxiliary equation. Its auxiliary equation will be m square minus m minus 2, and that is equal to 0. So just factorize this equation now. It will be minus 2 into m plus 1 is equal to 0. So m, its roots are minus 1 and 2. Now it is, these roots are real and different. Real and different root. So it comes under case number 1. So its complementary function will be c1 e power minus z plus c2 e power 2z. Now just replace this e raised to z by x. So our complementary function is c1 x to the power minus 1 plus c2x square. It is our complementary function. And we can see that its qx part is 0. So our particular integral will be also equal to 0. So our general solution is this. Particular integral is 0. So it is general solution of the given equation. But now we have been given again two conditions. Y of 1 is equal to 1 and y of 2 is equal to 1. So let us use our first condition. Our first condition is y at x is equal to 1 is equal to 1. So just put x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 over here. X is equal to 1 over here. So our equation will reduce is to c1 plus c2, and that is equal to 1. So this is our first equation. So from our first condition, we get this relation between c1 and c2. Now use our second condition, that is y2 is equal to 1. So now just place x is equal to 2 in this general solution. So we get another relation between c1 and c2. So our equation will be c1 by 2 plus 4 times c2 is equal to 1. So we can see that we have two different equation and two unknown. So we have learned so many methods to solve this in our school level mathematics, and we can easily solve this. So we get c1 is equal to 6 by 7 and c2 is equal to 1 by 7. So now we will put both the value of this c1 and c2 in our general solution. Our solution will be 6 by 7x plus x square by 7. So this solution satisfies both these two conditions. Now we have been asked the value of y at x is equal to 3. So now we will just put x is equal to 3 in this equation. So if we put x is equal to 3 here, it will be 2 by 7 and x is equal to 3. So it is 9 upon 7. Now adding this two term, we will get 11 by 7. So our D option will be a correct option. So the correct option is D. Okay. So this one is also a very simple question. Just we need to identify the equation, and if we have identified it to be a Cauchy-Euler equation, the next step is just to make the substitution x is equal to e power z. It will reduce this to linear differential equation with constant coefficient, and then we can find its complementary function and particular integral. So this question is asked in CSIR NET exam. Now let us see one example from GATE 2009. It is a very interesting question actually, because we have not been asked to find any kind of solution here. Just read the question. Let D is equal to D by X, that we already know it is a differentiation operator, and then we need to find the value of this operator again, that is 1 by xd plus 1 into x to the power minus 1. So we just need to find the value of this term. Okay, so we don't need to solve any kind of linear differential equation here. Now we know that if we just have d, then we can easily solve it, okay, by just this method fd inverse, and here it may be any kind of polynomial. We will just do its series expansion, and then we will operate its term by term. But here it is not a simple d, but it is written as xt. And now we have seen in Cauchy-Euler method, as well as in Legender's method, as well as in normal form method, that if our term is multiplied by any variable coefficient, then what we need to do, we will just make a substitution, like x is equal to e power z, or z is equal to log x. So this xd is equal to d1, d1 is equal to d upon dz, that we have seen in our in the theory portion of Cauchy-Euler equation. So our then this term will be reduced to xd is equal to d1. So it will be d1 plus 1 into e power minus z. So now just focus on this term. Okay, so it is very familiar to us. It is a case when qx is equal to e power alpha x type of term. So what we do here is we will just replace this d by alpha. Here the value of alpha is equal to minus 1. But if we replace this d1 by minus 1, what it happens? It will become 0. So again, we have its solution. Actually there are two methods. By our non method, we can also do it. We can just differentiate it one time, then again put the value of alpha. But here I have described another method, that we just we will take this e power minus z out of this operator. But when we take out this e power minus z out of this operator, then we need to replace this d by d plus a. This is also we have seen in our case number 4. So our this term will be reduces to this term, that is e power minus z into 1 upon d1 minus 1 plus 1 into 1. So it is simply e power minus z 1 upon d1 into 1. And now we know that we have discussed in our yesterday's lecture that wherever it is 1 upon d or d power minus 1, it means it is integration operator. So now we need to integrate 1 with respect to z one time. So it will be simply z. So our final solution will be e raised to minus z into z. Now again make the substitution. In place of z, we need to replace it by e power. We need to replace x by e power z. So our solution will be log x upon x. So which option is correct now? So option D is a correct one. Okay, it's a very interesting, very simple question. We don't need to find any solution. We just make a little substitution, x is equal to e raised to z, and our solution will follow. Fine. Okay, now let us try one another example from GATE exam 2009. Let us read the question first. If yx is a solution of this equation, and we have been given two different conditions, y1 is equal to 1 and y dash 1 is also equal to 1, then we need to find the value of y at x is equal to e power pi by 2. So first of all, what we will do, we will identify the equation, that which type of equation is this. Now we can see that it is linear differential equation with variable coefficient, because it is x square x1. So these are variable coefficient, and it is a simple form of Cauchy-Euler differential equation. So this is our given equation. So in case of Cauchy-Euler equation, what we will do is we will just substitute x is equal to e raised to z or z is equal to log x. Now just rewrite our given equation. It will be d into d minus 1. This term will be d into d minus 1. X will be replaced by d, and here it is 1 into y is equal to e raised to z. So our equation, just simplify this equation. It will be d square plus 1 into y is equal to e raised to z. Now we need to find its complementary function first, and then particular integral. So its auxiliary equation is m square plus 1 is equal to 0. Now need to find its roots. Its roots are plus or minus iota. So it comes under the complex pair is. Now solution is e power alpha x, but our alpha is 0 in this case, and beta is equal to 1. So our complementary function is equal to c1 cos z plus c2 sin z, and that is equal to, now just replace this z by log of x. So our complementary function is equal to c1 cos log x plus c2 sin log x. So this is our complementary function, and in this case particular integral will not be equal to 0 because there is some portion over here, that is our qx. So now we need to find our particular integral. So by general method it is like 1 upon d square plus 1 into e raised to z. Now in this case we know that we just replace this d by alpha, and in this case alpha is equal to 1. So just replace, it is a non-zero value, so no need to worry about it. So our final solution is 1 upon 2 into x. We have already made the substitution in place of e raised to z. So this is our particular integral. So combining both the solution, we get our general solution as complementary function plus particular integral. So our final solution is this: yx is equal to c1 cos log x plus c2 sin log x plus 1 upon 2 into x. Now we can put this condition y of 1 is equal to 1, but the second condition that we have been given is y dash of 1 is equal to 1. But for this, first of all, we need to find the value of y dash at x is equal to 1. Okay, so before going to this, to use this first condition, we will just do the derivative of our solution. So it will be y dash x is equal to minus c1. The derivative of cos log x is sin log x, and again log x is 1 upon x. Again differentiate this term, c2 is constant. So the differentiation of sin log x is cos log x into 1 upon x, and the differentiation of 1 by 2x is simply 1 upon 2. So this is our differentiation of the general solution. Now we can use both of these condition. So first let us use our first condition, that is y1 is equal to 1. So just put x is equal to 1 in this equation. So we will get c1, because if we put here x is equal to 1, then log 1 is 0 and cos 0 is again 1. So it is c1. Then this part will be 0 because log 1 is 0 and sin 0 is again 0, and x is equal to 1. So it will be 1 by 2, that is equal to 1. So this is our first relation, or we can say that we have got the value of c1, that is equal to 1 minus 1/2, and that is equal to 1/2. So we already get the value of c1 from our first condition. But we need to use now our second condition because we also want the value of c2. So we have already do the derivation of our general solution. So now just put x is equal to 1 in our second equation. So it will be y dash 1 is equal to 1. So just put 1 over here. This term will be removed because log 1 is 0 and sin 0 is 0. So the remaining term is c2 into 1 plus 1/2, and that is equal to 1. So the value of c2 is also 1 minus 1/2, and that is equal to 1/2. So our particular solution is this. Just replace this c1 and c2 by 1/2. So our particular solution is yx is equal to 1 by 2 into cos log x plus sin log x plus x. So this is our particular solution which satisfies both of these condition. And now we need to find the value of y at x is equal to e power pi by 2. So now just put just put e power pi by 2 in place of x. So we will get this equation 1/2 into cos log e raised to pi by 2 plus sin log e raised to pi by 2 plus e raised to pi by 2. And now we have we know this method that wherever we have this log e power a, we can just put a over here. So it will be a into log e, and we know that log e is 1. So it will be cos pi by 2. So cos pi by 2 is 0 and sin pi by 2 is again 1. So our final solution will be 1. Okay, so this term will be 0. This term will be 1. So it is 1 plus e raised to pi by 2 divided by 2. Okay, so our correct option is option number 3. Okay, so this question is asked in our GATE 2009 exam. Now let us have one more example related to this method. It is asked in GATE 2006 exam. Now here in this case, we need to find a particular solution, not the whole solution, not the general solution, but a particular solution or particular integral. We can also say that particular integral of this equation. Our equation is 4x square d2y by dx2 plus 8x dy by dx plus y is equal to 4 upon root x. Now, first of all, we need to identify this equation. It is a linear differential equation with variable coefficient, and it is not of a linear format like ax plus b. So it is not a Legendre's equation. It is a Cauchy-Euler equation. So what we do in our Cauchy-Euler equation, we just substitute x is equal to a raised to z. So our equation will reduce this to 4 into d minus 1 plus 8 into d plus 1 y is equal to 4 e raised to minus z upon 2. So just simplify this equation. We get 2d plus 1 square into y is equal to 4 e raised to minus z by 2. Now see, here we don't need to find the complementary function because we have been asked just the particular integral. So we'll directly move on to our find the particular integral. So by general method of particular integral, it will be 1 upon f of d into our qx part. So it will be 1 upon 2d square plus 1 whole square 4 e power minus of z by 2. So we can just common out this 4, and here it is e power alpha x type of qx. So we will just replace d by alpha. But just see, now if we replace this d by minus 1/2, it will become 0. So now we need to apply our method. So that is z to the power r divided by r factorial into e raised to alpha x. So it is here the value of r is equal to 2. So just replace this. So the z square divided by 2 factorial e raised to minus z by 2. So this is our particular integral. Now we need to resubstitute its original value. It is z is equal to x is equal to e power z, or z is equal to log of x. So just put log x in place of z, and in place of e power z just put x. So our solution will be log x square upon 2 into root x. So our correct option is option number C. Okay, so it's a very simple question. We don't need to find its complementary function because we have just asked about its particular solution. Okay, so now to summarize my whole lecture, I can say that we have studied from our previous lecture. We have studied a linear differential equation with constant coefficient. In that we have studied 4 different cases for complementary function, different cases for particular integral. We have seen a number of questions based on this. Today we have seen a Cauchy-Euler differential equation, then Legendre's equation, and then one very important method, that is normal form method or the removal of first derivative method. And based on this, you can see that there are a lot of questions asked in this type of a competitive exam, that if we have just a good knowledge of how to find complementary function and how to find particular integral, then we can solve a number of questions in this type of exam. And if you do enough practice, then you don't need to write whole this solution, but you will just get idea that what kind of solution it will be. So that's all from my side. So thank you very much, all of you, for your kind attention. Now, if you have any kind of question, I would like to answer it. Yes, ma'am, that is all from my side. Is there any question? Yeah, Simali sir.
No, there is no question from the participant side.
Okay, Jigar sir. Thank you. So should I stop sharing my screen?
Yeah.
You can stop sharing your screen and then
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
different methods. So on linear coding, I think all the participants get benefit from both the methods.